Top 10 Classic American Trucks Ever Built. There may not be a true blue American in sight who doesn't love a good truck, right? And even if some of us don't own one or can't own one because of restrictions like space or money, we still look at these heavy-duty beauties with love-struck eyes. These beauties are from a time when the American sons and daughters of soils smelled of horses, hay, and pure hard work. So, here's our list of the sickest classic American trucks ever, in random order. So which one is your American dream? 10. 1955 to 1958 Chevrolet Cameo. Honestly, this is the most beautiful pickup truck, according to many a classic fan. It shied away from the bare-bones workhorse truck it used to be and turned into a comfortable, stylish, and speedy pickup that was at home in a farm as it was parked beside the trendiest club. 9. 1935 to 1999 Chevrolet Suburban. Since the Chevrolet Suburban is the oldest continuous use automobile name in the world, we saw it fit to mention it from its very start till 1999, after which you can't really call it a classic. While it was first called the Suburban Carryall, in 1935, it was America's very first SUV. 8. 1994 to 2001 Dodge Ram. In the 80s and the 90s, the Dodge Ram trucks were struggling to make a mark, especially with Ford and Chevy doing wonders with their trucks. Though the Cummins diesel engines helped because of sheer strength. In 1994, the Dodge Ram trucks underwent a makeover and finally started to look as good as they ran. From then on till 2001, the Dodge Ram was the truck to own. 7. 1974 to 1977 Mazda Rotary Pickup, REPU. Before you point out that Mazda isn't an American company, let us point out that this Wankel rotary engine pickup truck was solely made for the American and Canadian markets. So, the Mazda B series is almost an American classic truck in bearing, even if the brand was Japanese. The 1.3-liter engine still managed to generate 100 horsepower and redlined at 7,000 revolutions per minute. 6. 1984 to 2001 Jeep Cherokee XJ. The Cherokee XJ was different because it didn't use conventional body-on-frame construction. They were unibody, meaning the body of the car, as well as the frame, were morphed into one unit, much like it is on sedans. Another reason for their popularity was because they came in 2-door and 4-door options, way earlier than Chevy and Ford. 5. 1999 to 2007 Ford Super Duty. The Ford Super Duty, basically the 650 and the 750, trucks changed the whole game of the commercial, heavy-duty truck market. It was one bad pickup that could do just about anything, much more than the upgraded version of light-duty trucks everybody seemed to be using. The engine was a massive 6.8-liter V10 engine that was gasoline-powered, and for diesel, it was a 7.3-liter turbo diesel that churned out a massive 500 pounds-to-foot torque. 4. 1939 to 1947 Hudson Big Boy C28. Auto companies Nash and Hudson merged to form AMC, but the struggle with the Big Three continued for them. Then, they became smart, took their Commodore sedan, and turned it into a pickup truck. And they got it designed by America's first female car designer, Betty Thatcher Ross. Production started in 1939 but halted between 42 and 45, because of the war, till it finally stopped in 1947. 3. 1991 Ford Sky Ranger. Haven't heard of this one? Don't be alarmed because just less than 20 of these were produced. The Sky Ranger was only a special edition of the Ford Ranger but had an extended cab, a 4-liter Cologne V6 engine, and of course, an all-wheel drive. 2. 1978 Dodge Midnight Express. Much like its rare red sister, the Midnight Express was even rarer. It was basically the Dodge Warlock with the same Lil Red Express theme only in black and the same twin 18-wheeler exhausts that Lil Red sported. Only 270 original trucks ever existed, so getting them might be a tough order, if not an impossible one. 1. 1992 to 2006 AM General Hummer H1. So, we cannot talk about trucks and not mention the Hummer. The High Mobility Multi-Purpose Wheeled Vehicle, HMMWV, or as most of the US Army calls it, the Humvee, was the next best thing to sliced bread when it arrived in 1985. 16 inches of ground clearance and a very well-protected drivetrain on a four-wheel drive meant it could tackle any terrain, especially deserts, at high speeds. Plus one 1956 to 1960 Ford F-100. Introduced in 1953, the Ford F-100 was instantly a favorite, but when they did the hood uplift in 1956, it ruled the roost. At the time, it wasn't the engine of the F-100 that made the American public hoard to it in droves, it was the rugged and handsome appearance of its nose coupled with a setback front axle that made it instantly appealing. The Ford F-100 was just a half-ton, but that face made it sell out so much so that the Ford legacy became forever intertwined with the F-100. Do you agree with the list? Which truck did we miss? Please comment below and like the video.